Yeah, hi everyone, and thanks for a very good suggestion from Jonathan about covering some stuff from last week with the right hand involved. I thought we'd look at a couple of new tunes as well for people that weren't here last week and cover some similar ground, and we'll recap on some stuff from last week and fill in some more gaps, and hopefully it'll be very useful. So let's pick up a couple of tunes that we did on the last session. So the first one we touched on was Such a Night. So we had a kind of combination of that stride idea and the 10th idea. So for those of you that weren't on the last one, the kind of A section of this tune, we're in the key of F, and it kind of revolves around the 4 chord. That's where we come in on. So it's a B flat, and we have this stride idea along with the right hand melody. So that's the sort of basis of the tune with a few little frills thrown in. So we'll just recap on that left hand. So we got B flat major, root chord. So that's your stride concept, root chord. And that could be any inversion here, as long as you get root chord. And it's just we just got a straight B flat major there. So you can either hit the root twice, or to mix it up, you can go root and then 5. But either way, you still got the B flat major. It's just quite a nice variation, that. So B flat, F. And when I say the 5, I mean the 5 of the B flat. Obviously, F is our actual key signature. But in terms of when we're on B flat, 5 is an F. So that's the stride version. You could also play it in this 10th version. You can carry it along like that. So from there we've got B flat minor. Do that without the right hand, so there's no distraction there. So before the 1 there, we're substituting that for a E flat 7 or you could play an E flat 9 if you wanted. So that comes in just before we're back to the root there. So such a 9. E flat. Play a 9 there. You could play a 7 like that or like that. So then we're back to the root. So I've gone root and then 5, all with that F major chord there. So this is where the 10ths come into play. A7 over E. Phrased it quite nice and broad for a nice rich tone. So you've got, if you think of this as an A7 chord over E, you've got E, you've got your third of the chord and your 7 up here, 5 down there. D minor. That's I think you can think of that 2 ways. It's either a C minor or a kind of F9 over C. So that's your F, A7 over E, D minor. C minor, or well, in this case, C minor 6, because I played an F7 there. I'd be more likely to think of that as an F7 or F9 over C. And that leads you back to the 4 chord. So that section repeats, it rolls around with the lyrics. The chorus is actually a hell of a lot simpler. So I think we should probably stay on this section and see what we can do with it. So that's an outline of the progression with the left hand. So let's see what's going on the right hand for those of you that were there last time and had the left hand going on. So we've got this melody. So, in context, it's a B flat chord, and we're playing around with the sort of extension on the chord. So, we've got a B flat major. I've got octave Fs there. So, I'm slipping off this minor third onto the major third, and that's a classic bit of blues language for you. And kind of breaking that chord up a little bit to get a bit of movement in the melody. So then we're just moving it up from a major to a 6 to a major 7. B flat major, B flat 6, B flat major 7. And all the while, this B flat and D is staying where they are in the middle. So, and it's not an exact science. We can play around with that phrasing wise and see what's possible. So. That's the basic melody we've got. So, and you'll notice the reason that it feels the way it does is because we have a very strict, solid sort of left hand that is just hitting the beat, whereas the right hand, I'm pulling it right back. I think we talked about this in previous weeks, but that's kind of what makes it feel the way it does. That kind of push and pull between the two things. So this is on the left hand's almost like your kind of drummer, your rock, for just being there, and this is kind of the one that's creating the phrasing, the tension. So when we go to the minor there, what we've done is flatten that third. So now I have a B flat minor, two Fs with a B flat and a C sharp in the middle. And the same thing, we're going from the straight chord up to the 6. So instead of a normal 6, we have a minor 6. And we're using that minor 7 instead of the major 7, corresponding with the fact that we're now in a minor chord. So and I'm giving that a nice little roll. Wants to be nice and sort of crisp and light, and kind of almost a bit playful, you know. So when we fall back down there, that's when we've got that E flat. So what we're actually playing here is an E flat 9, because we got the Fs. So we're playing that same part, it's just going up, and the only thing that's changed is the left hand. So we're now rooted somewhere else with the same notes. So you could play that as a root and a chord thing, or you could play that as a 10th. I think naturally, I can't tell what I would do until I do it. Okay, I hit the octaves there and then jump up to the 10th. And that's actually just the major chord, so the 9th flavor is coming from the right hand. We're back on the 1, so my screen's just gone blank. I'm just going to open that back up. We're back to the F. So, an E flat. We're walking up 1, 2, minor 3rd, major 3rd when we hit the 1. So once more. We've done this walk up at the same time as we landed on, and then 5. So root chord, 5 chord. Nice little bit of variation in it. So once more from the E flat. Root chord, 5 chord. Then we got the 10ths. So here, I've done a kind of, I think of that as a very Ray Charles kind of thing. When you're walking through the 3 to the 6, this kind of gospel, that gospel feel thing. So I've added in a sharp 5 or a flat 6. You could also call that a flat 13 because we have the 7 involved there. So it's a nice little way to walk up to the 4 there. It's kind of nice and rich and sort of churchy. So here we are with the 10ths, and it kind of leads you to this little walk down there to the D. So that's not an exact thing that I would do the same every time. I just put it there. These are, you know, things that you just you know, once you've built up a kind of little library of things that will work in various contexts, some language and some what's the words, a vocabulary of musical language that will serve you in different contexts. you just, you know, just use your sort of taste and throw things like that in, see if they work. If they don't, fine. So we're on the D. You could walk down semitones if you wanted there. Think of that as a D minor, C sharp minor, C minor. But of course, C minor is the same as an F9, isn't it? So just a different way of thinking about those chords. So that'd be a very, very New Orleans thing to put something like that in there. Dr. John, James Book, all those guys put those things all over the place. D minor. So we're just running up. 1 minor third, major third, 5, 6. Over F. Lovely in major, but we're playing it over D, the relative minor. So you have a much more of a minor color to it. So I threw in a few more licks there.